Onenu, le bagango. Onenu, le igama.
Young player, unje apao. Young asio, young player, unje apao. Ayebo, teta we ya teta, teta we ya teta, teta we ya teta, teta we ya teta. Mama we, ah we, Papa we, oh yeah, we. Many I will bring my back. I went many I will bring my back. I went
na kamiye neni ani kama neni ana kamiye neni ani kama onenu le bagango onenu le igama.
Can you speak English if not? Ilawa gbe ulawa kolelo yamini kolelo. Take me to your mama. I don't want no drama. Come to the people now bring my heart. I know you can face it so. Teta with my teta. Because they not play high and see. Tita to innate you. Right on the man lay high. I was standing asking people. Adaho. Tell me if I die. Adaho. Tell me if I die. I ain't crazy. I met you right, yeah.
Neni ana kamiye neni ani kama neni ana kamiye neni ani kama onenu le bagango onenu le igama.
Ah ouais. Aha. Araya $100,000. Kwani ogago. Now you want you
Dere Roland, salut à toi papa.
Ah ouais.
Kabeyulo, assez gagne non.
Now you babo number. Now you babo number. You need more there. Oh babo. Oh babo. Now you babo number. Now you babo number. Mao, Danny Yanio, Mao, Danny Yanio, Danny Yanio, Daddy yeni yo go. Now you there oh demo. Now you there oh daddy oh.
Mama Veki solo. Nyokwane nyokwate Aziata. Palisco Anse.
Mao Daddy yeni yo. Mao Daddy yeni yo. Daddy yeni yo. Daddy yeni yo.
Gaël Gisèle, t'es oublié.
Now you there oh daddy oh. You the one there oh babo. You the one there oh babo oh. Mr. Winter ma na mi yo. Mr. Winter ma na mi yo. Ma na mi yo. Ma na mi yo. Na mi yo. Yeah, na mi yo.
Hippolyte Bayala, merci à toi, papa.
Now you there oh demo. Now you there oh demo. Now you there oh demo.
Every all right?
Yeah.
Now you there oh demo. You there oh demo. Show me you there you there oh demo.
Blé Jambel, assez haut.
Now you yeah, now you the one day oh babo consuma. You the one day oh babo consuma. Child who can listing his mother advice. This child always carrying wrong direction. Don't be that child. You are the wedding we are. Okwe bobo hunomo. You are the wedding we are. Wakwe ma wedding we are peye. Na dida nowa. Ye mo nolo. We enia. Ye biyo sawe dalo.
Tere Noël Adou, maman Gao Robertina.
Asofo.
Un enfant qui n'écoute pas les conseils des parents finit toujours par emprunter un mauvais chemin. Papa Nambo Clément, monsieur le maire depuis San Pedro, merci à vous.
Oye di go, anyway dewa. Toradi no do, na you de we on we de. Say do, on we de awule o. Veteran kale o, on we de awule o. Lui tomi duele o, on we de awule o. Sisi yo josi o, on we de awule o yo. Mother Annie Willie, Anta o mama. Josephine Ziritae, Bro Willie Adeae,
Maman Nanou, avant une amélé.
Watara Usu, Onanzam. Ah, you only one day I will live. Ah, you only one day I will live. You only one day I will live. Ababo Sudeo, you only one day I will live. Ababo Sudeo.
Benjamin depuis la série, merci à toi.
Ato solo. Benji Montagnon, President for the Cllr Association in America. Adele, Kabeyu Célestin, Massin Giro,
Solo Traoré, merci à toi. Christophe Gueye-Téré, assez au bras. Yahi Jérémy, Papou Kwaou Sekouké, assez. Big manager Tere Noël,
Boutayan Dio, Jefferson Tanya, Gay Bruce, Ote Tele, Sekou Japete, Victor Gay Bay.
Docteur Gao, depuis Diopoué. Angèle Nyokonte. Merci maman. Colonel Draman Touré. Jean-Paul Bamelin. Merci à vous mon papa.
Bobo Soulé. Bobo Soulé.
You got it?
No. Okay. Thank you very much. We will be hosting you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll be hosting the Liberian Community President tomorrow here, and we'll be the same time. So we tried our system today. I don't know why it's down, but we're going to make sure tomorrow is going to be better. Yesterday, we took off from telling you the 6 reasons why Cllr Gongloe is capable of beating and will beat George Weah to the ballot than any other opposition politicians. And so yesterday we talked about 2. We recapped the 2. I want to say thanks to all the Gongloe supporters in Grand Jeddah. Those of you who put your hand up, those who put your hands up for the successful, somebody say, oh, so for a successful election of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, I can tell you, you are some of the very few reasonable people that will turn to Gongloe. As you know, George Weah, Grand Jeddah is a stronghold. We know that. We are not crazy. We are aware that Grand Jeddah is a stronghold. But we want to disorientate our people because the belief they have about George Weah is a false belief. And by the way, Grand Jeddahs have shown enough love for George Weah. We have voted 3 times for him, almost 100% of the time. And he can't say Grand Jeddahs don't love him. We have shown him enough love, but what has he shown to us? That's a question we need to show, we need to tell ourselves. Even those of you over there, you have your relatives somewhere, maybe in Morovia, maybe somewhere in America. If you try to do something for the people back home, if you try to show them love and they don't show you love, what do? You say, no, I'm not talking to you again. I will not talk to you anymore because I try my best to show my love to you, but you continue to do this to me, or you don't care about me. Those of you in Liberia, you do that. To some of us in America, those of us people who live in America who don't care about you, you let them go. You turn your back. So the myth that Grand Jeddahs are living on, and I heard that discussion, that sentiment from one person from Grand Jeddah. I'm not going to call a name because I don't expect such a person to look at me and say something like that. So the guy called me. He's in America. The guy said, Gibson, I just came, but I will be going back. But you know, this George Weah thing, you know that George Weah, the reason why he not be at the road to Grand Jeddah, because you don't want the Nima people to feel that he on outside, then they will not vote for him. That's why he didn't build the road. Are you kidding me? Why should Grand Jeddahs say something like that? It boiled my spirit. It like set my spirit on fire for you to say George Weah didn't build a road in the first term because you don't want the Nima people to think that he on outside, then they will not vote for him. No, that's not any reason why you. In fact, why will you even talk about Nima business in that? What has Nima got to do? They may build road from beyond us there, going to all the way to Barclayville and other places. Why the people can say, oh well, you build road for Barclayville people, so you care about them more. Why they can't say so? But I felt sick in my stomach because that's the limited thinking of people who think George Weah can still do something good for Grand Jeddah. If George Weah didn't do something, he didn't even show the face to do something in Grand Jeddah, or even to build that road, he didn't show face. That when he don't need you anymore, when you are not important to him anymore, that's when you build a road or that when you do something in Grand Jeddah, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. So when I heard this from this prominent Grand Jeddah, I felt so sick about it. I'm like, oh, my people, our people still think the way they used to think way back. While other nations, all counties, while other people are making progress, we are still thinking like a primitive people. We are still thinking that people who are making farm in the village. And there are a lot of Grand Jeddahs who are smart people. Grand Jeddahs are very educated people, are very reasonable people, but there are very few of them in our midst who continue to mislead the word about us. When people hear you talking the kind of thing, then they wonder whether Granadians even are educated people or are reasonable people. How can you say George Weah did not do something in Granada because if you are going to do it, the Nima will say for us, then they will not vote for him. Really? 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 Is that how you're going to consider George Weah activities with Granada? But today, I'm not here to talk about George Weah today. I will talk about George Weah another time. I came here to talk to you today about Tiawan S Gongloe. And like I said, I want to say thanks to George Wisner and all of you who have been, today we take some calls, okay? Today we take some calls, who have been doing very well, going in studio and discussing the candidacy of Tiawan S Gongloe. I really do appreciate that. And what you have done, trust me, the councillor is aware of everything you are doing. Every time I spoke to him, I discussed Grand Jeddah, and Grand Jeddah is very high on the agenda. Grand Jeddah is very high on the agenda. You know, Port Town that the men own a town. In Grand Jeddah, Port Town that the men own a town. Remember the other time we celebrated a birthday in Grand Jeddah, in Port Town, that own a town there. So he adopted our town as his own town. In fact, they gave him name in our town. But those of us in Grand Jeddah, we still need to understand why this man is the best person. And those of you who are listening elsewhere, not just in Grand Jeddah, those of you who are listening from me, from Australia, those of you in Europe who are listening, who are watching my video show, those of you in Monrovia who are watching the show, those of you in other parts of Africa, in the United States, the Southern American community, those of you in Canada who are watching, today I intend to tell you how Councillor Gongloe is the better person to beat George Weah, and why he would beat George Weah. So yesterday, we talked about the education program of the Gongloe movement. So I'm going to bring it back today. We'll talk about it a little bit more, and then I will go to the things I wanted to talk about. I told you there are at least six reasons, 6 solid reasons why Councillor Gongloe is the best person to beat George Weah. If you don't believe it, listen. The thing is, I tell people, if you make mistake and vote George Weah again, you are going to get one of the same thing. There's no change, okay? You're going to get the same governance process. And some of you been crying, oh, George Weah, you not get time, you not do this, you not do that. Yes, you not do it because you don't have the zest. You have to have the passion to do certain things. Some of you think it is easier to implement projects. And what Councillor Gongloe said, I will be your project manager. You know why he say project manager? Because a project manager see to it that the project is successful. It's not like a president who feel that he already get to the higher position of life and he don't get nothing else to do. Why is he going to do again? What else? What are you going to do again? I'm not reach to the higher level of my life. No, that's not what a project manager is. A project manager makes sure that the project that he is handling, that those projects are managed, that they are successful, and he is held accountable for those projects. So when you hear Councillor Gongloe say, I want to be your project manager and not a president, that's why he means a project manager is closer to the employees, fisheries. Because when I go to Grand Jeddah, for example, or I go to Nima, for example, and I say I want to do a project in Nima, so the people in Nima, I have to be close to them. I have to understand their needs. So some of the people they come to, let's assume one time somebody went to our village and they say they want to build flush toilet. So I said, hey, go, flush toilet. You know why it's going to take for you to build flush toilet in my village? I said, flush toilet, who's going to run the water? Or when they poop in the toilet, then they go draw water and go flush it. So why don't we make the toilet that they are used to and make it safe and secure so that flies don't come from in there and come outside? So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Some people, they do project without consulting the community, without consulting the environment or the locals. or the people that live there. Now, that's why a project manager can fail if you don't know how to consult with the people that you're supposed to do the project for. So if you want to build hand pump in any village, let's say in Kema, you went to a Zimitown and want to build a toilet, you have to talk to the people what they need, not just going there and building the toilet. Ask the people, what is your need? So that's what a project manager does. You seek to understand the needs of the people before you execute a project. You don't just go and building project. That's why he said, I want to be your project manager. So those of you who hear him say, I want to be your project manager, don't be confused. Don't be confused. It's the same presidency, but he wants to turn the presidency into something more worthwhile, more useful. So when the president begins to think like a project manager, then the president will now touch base with people that he's going to be dealing with, his citizenry. He will be dealing with the citizenry. He will be testing the pulse of the citizenry. What do they want? What really appealed to them? For instance, Grand Jide, if George Weah was a project manager, the first thing he would have done was to know that Grand Jide need a role at all costs, no matter how you feel about it. No matter how you feel about it. I don't care how you think about it. Even Nima County will be happy that the road to Grand Jide is fixed, because from Cllr all the way to the border, to the Sesto River, that's a mess. Nima will be happy. So for Grand Jide man will come tell me, say, the man want to face the road, because when he face the road, then the Nima poor thing say he on our side, then they will not vote for him, he will not get second term. How can you think like that, like somebody who is living in Porcupine? You know what I mean when you say somebody living in Porcupine, right? Some people, they change to animal in the night. That's what I post it. They change to animal and go and do their stuff. How can you think like that? That role, if George Weah understood the agony of the people in the eastern region, the agony of the people due to the bad role, how development has been stalled. You think Gibson, you think I can't drive from here, come to Morovia? Why you think I'm building all the houses in Morovia? You think I don't want to build my house in Zredru, which of course my wife and myself we've decided to do. I'll build 2-3 houses in Morovia because what, Morovia? No, I want to build houses in Grand Jide. I want to go to Grand Jide. But first of all, to even get to Grand Jide, because the time that we can go, most of the time it can be rainy season. To get to Grand Jide is difficult. You spend 1 week to go, 1 week to come. The time you go spend in Morovia is already finished. Therefore, usually we just make our plan for Morovia and then we come back. Until we decide to go and stay in Liberia, then we can decide to do that. So those are problems that everybody is facing. So if George Weah was a project manager, the first thing he would think was, this road issue is supposed to be a very important thing for Grandidians or for people in the southeast. Let me pay attention to this. If I pay attention to this, don't do it because you want re-election. George Weah should not build a road because he wants re-election. And that's what Gongloe is saying. He's saying he is going to be a project manager. A project manager does not implement project because he wants to stay in the power. He wants to implement project because the people, the beneficiary needs the project. And that is the instinct that George Weah doesn't have. That's the instinct that George Weah doesn't have. The instinct George Weah needs to have, but he doesn't have, is to think not about re-election, to think about how to make the people in the eastern region to benefit from good road projects. No, but he doesn't think that way because all he does is line his pocket. George Weah is the richest man. I think he will be the richest president ever to come up in Liberia because what they are doing now, they are raking. They're not even playing already. Then the little one are there, they're raking the land in their pocket. Okay? We will talk about George Weah another time. Today, I didn't come to talk about George Weah. I came here to tell you about why Gongloe is going to win. I'm trying to tell you the words he's using that some people don't understand. Somebody say, but Gibson, you're the media person for the Gongloe movement. What do I mean by project manager? And the person who asked me, the person got a bachelor degree. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bo, when you ask me that question, I'll be happy to answer you. But for a person who got a bachelor degree, then you ask me why Councillor Gongloe used the word, I want to be your project manager. It means your bachelor degree is fake. They're fake Because for me, Gibson, if anybody looks at me and say, I want to be the project manager of the country, I already know exactly what you mean. I know you mean that you want to run the country like a project to feel the deep understanding of the beneficiary. Ask the people what it wants. Feel their pain and do the project that will benefit them. Not just putting in a project anywhere. Just do the project that will benefit them. You look at certain localities in the country and say, no. We need one clinic right here. Because if the people here don't have clinic, the time they will take before they can get to this other place for medical treatment is some of them will die before that. So we'll put one clinic here, and the government will put a doctor here or a nurse here who will take care of the minor issue. When there's a major issue, then they can go to the other clinic or other hospital or to the other clinic. That's how a manager thinks. You think that's how George Weah thinks? No, he doesn't. The man doesn't have the ability to think that way. He depends on Mageda. And some Mageda there now, Eugene Nangbe is going there, that the people that will be controlling his thoughts. Samuel Tweeden, they don't want to control his thoughts. That's why he see them like gods. You don't see them like ordinary, like his employees. Because the cabinet minister, they are employees of the president. They are his employees, but you don't see it like that. You see them like God. So yesterday we talked about some of the programs. We talked about some of the programs that Councillor Gongloe has decided. Let me share my screen with you a little bit. So we'll go through some of the projects that we are trying to. So here, if you look here, you see the Better Liberia. Those of you who are watching the video, if you can't watch the video, I'm going to read that for you. Those of you who are in Radio Land, in Zwedru and other area, I'm going to read it for you. This is what we call the 10-point. This is the only man who got this. The only opposition political presidential candidate who got the first 100-day Better Liberia agenda. First 100 days Better Liberia agenda. So if you look on the screen, guys, you will see that this thing was written ever since. This thing was written since September 4th of 2021. And not yesterday. So before he accepted to be the candidate for president, because he accepted his candidacy in December. In September, we already put together a Better Liberia agenda for the first 100 days. That's how a leader thinks. When a leader is thinking, you think ahead of time. So the 100 days means the first 100 days of Tiawan Gongloe, he will make sure that these things are done either 100% or 75% or 80% or 90%. Because all will not be done in the same time, but at least each of them will be talked about. Each of them will be able to touch on each of them. So let's look at something here. I want to go to the first one. So if you look at the first one, it says, the first one says, there will be a zero tolerance. No, let me open it good. There will be a zero tolerance for corruption under the Gongloe government. Within the first 100 days, a thorough review of all audit reports done by the GAC will be carried out. That review, Now, I want you to understand the English very well. I finished reading it here, and when somebody asked me on another platform, because I was a guest on another platform, after reading it, the person said, how do you do everything? How do you do everything in 100 days? I said the review. We said review. If you look here, you see the review, thorough review. We didn't say the man will carry out all the audit report. No, it didn't say that. We will review all the audits. There will be a committee that will be set up. And in the first 100 days, the committee that will be set up will look at all these audits. These 7 audits can go into trial right now. We can arrest those people and charge them right now. These other 3, we need additional information. This other 17 here, Mr. President, I don't think we can prosecute them because the evidence that we're supposed to use, the evidence has dissipated. Therefore, it will be difficult for us to win those cases. But we can prosecute these 7 cases now. The other 3 cases, we can invest, we can get more evidence on it. That's what the review is about. The committee will inform the president President Gongloe, that the review will determine prosecution and make recommendation on those that may be statute barred. The administration will commission routine audits, including lifestyle audits of the public servant. Now, what does lifestyle audit mean? What does lifestyle audit mean? Lifestyle audit means if Gibson come to you tomorrow, Gibson been wearing a t-shirt here. Gibson have been wearing maybe $15 shirt, maybe $10 shirt. I don't buy clothes that I buy a lot of shoes in America. I don't buy a lot of clothes. So most of the time you will not see big clothes with me. I got more shoes, maybe 30 or 40 pairs of shoes. Got a lot of change my shoes. So maybe about $15 shirt, $10 shirt. That's what Gibson wears. But the moment Gibson entered government, maybe let's say Gibson became a cabinet minister, then Gibson started wearing $250 shirt. Does that raise an alarm for you? It raises an eyebrow. So Councillor Gongloe is saying the GAC will be giving additional responsibility. This responsibility will be if Gibson becomes a cabinet minister, and Gibson was wearing $10 t-shirt yesterday before he became cabinet minister. When he became cabinet minister and started wearing $250 shirt, the GAC will value Gibson income and look at the income plus the way he lives and say, but Gerald, how you get $5 of the $250 t-shirt here? You make $650 a month as a cabinet minister. Where you get all the money from to buy all of these things? Gibson must be able to protect himself by showing evidence of how he got the money. If Gibson cannot explain how he got the money, Councillor Gongloe says, Gibson, you cannot be in this government anymore. You're going to go. Now, let me give you another lifestyle audit. So Gibson enter now. It will not be me because I got I got horses and building there. So I don't have a problem with that. So let's say Gibson don't have one house in Liberia. He was living in one room. And then Gibson became cabinet minister. In 6 months' time, Gibson built a duplex, 4-story duplex. Where does Gibson get the money from? The councillor said the GAC must come after you and ask Gibson, you didn't even have money to pay for an apartment, to live in an apartment. You were living in one room when you became minister. After 6 months, you have built a duplex. Give us the value of the duplex and tell us how you got the money. And Councillor Gongloe is saying, if you cannot show proof how you generated the extra money without stealing government money, then you're going to be prosecuted and go to jail. Now, don't take this lightly because I know this guy. I worked along with him before, and I know the kind of man he is. This man, when he says something, he means it. Now, this is the only presidential candidate that has a kind of plan. Now, let me tell you something. Somebody come to your house. You know, those days my papa used to go to Ivory Coast and bring like, and no offense, absolutely no offense. And bring like 7, those who live in Zwedu, who know my father, you know what I'm talking about. Bring about 7 or 8 Mandingo people to brush his cocoa farm. So when the Mandingo people come, the papa will ask them, what are you gonna be doing? So the Mandingo man will say, the head of them will say, hey, oh man, send they start at that swamp area. We'll lead the swamp area first. We'll start from the dry land place. Because when we start from the dry land, when we get to the swamp now, it will slow us down. So we don't want to slow down there. So we'll start from the dry land. When we finish with the dry land, we'll go to the swamp and then we can take all our time to make it right. So the people say, yeah, that's a good idea. Y'all can do that. So that's the plan I'm talking about. This presidential candidate, Gongloe, is the only presidential candidate in the race that has a 100-day platform, a 100-day agenda. No other president, you know why? You know why he's telling you what he will do? Anyone who into it. So he put his own second term into Jabade if he doesn't do what he says he's going to do. And some of us will be maybe in the background, will be maybe in our media. I will run the media institution. Don't worry about that. Well, I'm in government, I'm not in government. I'm already prepared for that. So I'll have radio, I'll have TV, I'll have newspaper. So I will have a very big voice in the country. While I become, working government or not, I will still be a big voice. So that is for sure. But here's the thing. Anyone who comes to you to tell you what he's going to do when he becomes president, that person you can hold that person to his words. Not George Weah, who will say hope for change. He promised nothing. That's for someone George Weah, because he promised nothing. He care. Oh, I made promise to the book, so I care. I made a promise. I made promise, so I care. They can't hold me to anything. So we want you to hold Councillor Gongloe to it. We want you to hold him to it. We want you to hold Councillor Gongloe to it. That's why he's telling you that. Now, let's go to why Councillor Gongloe will be the only person that will be able to beat George Weah. Yesterday, I told you two. Today, I will tell you another, maybe another two before we open the line and stuff like that we hear from Grand Jury. Let me tell you something. If I just told you yesterday that Councillor Gongloe comes from vote-rich Nima County. Councillor Gongloe spent most of his years, professional career and life in Mosorado County. Some of you do not even know how much popular Councillor Gongloe is in Monrovia. Some of you in the Leeward counties, some of you in Sino, who have never come to Monrovia before, you don't even know the man they call Gongloe. Yes, you're right. We'll come there. We'll come to visit you. We'll tell you about him. Or some of you in all the way there, Tucson. You never heard about Gongloe before. That's fine. We'll come and tell you. Some of you in Zimitown, under Zimitown or something like that. You know in Cape Mount. You never hear it before. Those of you in parts of Bopolo, probably never hear about him before. But we'll come there and tell you about him. But I can guarantee you that if it comes to Mosorado County, George Weah has problem already with Gongloe because this man is more popular in Mosorado County than any of you can imagine. And the reason why he's popular in Mosorado is because he has been doing stuff for people free of charge. He has been representing students. He has been representing advocates, political activists, opposition politicians, anyone who government lay a hand on. Once the government is after you, you are protected by Councillor Gongloe. That's what he has done through his life. If you think I'm lying, ask Cllr's grave. When Cllr's grave went to jail, Councillor Gongloe took him from jail. He represented Cllr's grave and took him out of jail during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. When Moluba Molu went to jail, Councillor Gongloe represented Moluba Molu and took him out of jail. When Jefferson Koji went to jail, Councillor Gongloe represented Jefferson Koji and took him out of jail. When Menekapa Duman went to jail, Councillor Gongloe represented him and brought him out of jail. When the government went after Tim Ajidate, the Councillor Gongloe represented Tim Ajidate. When the government went behind Ronesia, Councillor Gongloe represented Gongloe. I can name people and on and on and on how this man have been defending people's lives. When those students were jailed by alien government from the G.W. Gibson, Councillor Gongloe represented those students and brought them out of jail. He has been representing people. So he is well known in Mosorado County. So I can see that Councillor Gongloe is going to slice away a bigger portion of Mosorado County. Because even the people in Monrovia have realized that among all the presidential candidates, Councillor Gongloe is more competent, more qualified, and above all, the man is clean than anybody else you can see. You know why it's more than everybody else? Now, I'm not accusing Cummings of not being clean. And I'm not accusing anybody right now of not being clean. But here is the thing. If you can only be said you are clean if you were tested and you come out clean. If you were tested. I can't tell you, say, oh, Gibson, I'm not corrupt. I can't corrupt, but if I become superintendent, hey, I will not be corrupt. But I have not been tested to be superintendent of Grand Jury in my hand. For the government to give me money for Grand Jury, for it to be managed by me, for the resources to be managed by me. So I'm not tested yet. But if somebody who have been tested and he did nothing like stealing. The men and son will come together. The men will say, Mama Gibson, you are promising that you will not steal. But I have gone there and I did not steal. They're two different things. So, like Alexander Cummings, he's an honorable man. Like Joseph Barker, he's an honorable man. All these people, they are honorable people, yes. But Councillor Gongloe had gone in government and refused to steal in government, and he resigned because the government was not proceeding correctly. Who has done that? No, who the cabinet minister in Liberia? Who the president they force in the night call and say, my man, you must resign. Otherwise, when I dismiss you, there'll be a different thing for you. You got to resign. Who the president had not pressure. They decide by himself and say, no, I'm not going to be in your government because when we came to this government, we said we were going to do X, Y, and Z. But you have betrayed the trust of the Liberian people. Therefore, I don't want to be in your government. And the person did not want to resign. You know, Liberian government. If you do that and you go public, they can go after you and kill you. They may risk his life and call a press conference and say, I'm resigning from Ellen Johnson's government because it betrayed the trust. The only person in the Liberian history since I've been journalist since 1988 is Councillor Tiawan S Gongloe. No one I have seen in my professional life who was not forced by the government, who was not forced by the president to resign. I'm not talking about people then who maybe talking about assistant minister down the line. I'm talking about cabinet minister proper, for you to resign and make it public and condemn the government while you are resigning. There's no person in Liberia that had done it. Councillor Gongloe had done it. He had been tested and proven to be clean. Therefore, he is the cleanest right now. When they test you and you pass, you can't be compared to people who are not being tested. So Moserado is very, very vital for us. And Moserado is going to be our vote-rich region. But besides that, the man is from Nima. You know how many 400,000+ people will be voting in Nima in 2023. The reason why Nima people, it's not like Nima people playing more than people in Grand Jeddah. It's not like Nima people playing more than people in Grand Bassa County. But the Nimbayans understand that the power they can have is the voting power. They can have when our people in Grand Jeddah, they don't register to vote. In my village in Blontown, I heard, I was not there, I was in America, so I said, but how many people actually voted from Blontown during the election? Then the people counting their name. Oh, that person go. That person go. The whole town, the people that voted did not even reach 10. I'm talking about a town of maybe 200-300 people or 300 people. They can't even count quite 10 people that left Blontown to go and vote in the election. Think about people all the way there in Glio. How many people in Glio that voted? How many people in Plo that voted? How many people beyond or all the way there, Zatown, all the way in the village there? How many people that voted? So our people in Grand Jeddah, they don't register, they don't go to vote. Therefore, our importance is low. The people don't respect us. They don't see us as a power. Now, this election coming, if you are old lady listening to me, if you are old lady listening to me, if you are a young girl listening to me, if you are old man listening to me, if you are a young boy listening to me, take this from me. This time when you are doing voter registration, go and register. Go and register and become a voter. And when you register, make sure to vote. Because look at 68,000 people. Look at Nima. Get 438,000 people. Then we got 68,000 people. The 68,000 people, you know how many voted? 54,000 people voted. Even though we're small still, but our people refuse to vote. How do you expect people to respect you when you cannot have the power to produce an election? The power that you can exercise is your voting power. So everybody says, you correct. Oh, when Nima being you correct. there because the Nima people get sense. They try by all means, the old lady, the old man, the old man, the young girl, the young boy, all of them, they register and they vote to show their voting power. So all we praise Nima County. How many of you? Yes, yeah, we're opening the line. But we got 1 more hour, so I'm not rushing about it. I'm not rushing. I want to reach 5 o'clock. When I reach 5 o'clock, then we'll open the line for maybe 30 minutes, and then maybe or 15 minutes or 10, 20, 30 minutes. Then I go back and come and close it off. So yeah, so we got to be we as the citizens of Grand Jede, we have to do something about it. But let's come back to Councillor Gongloe. So Nima County, the man is from Nima County. Tell me, how many of you in Grand Jede and Gibson Jerry are going to be president of Liberia is in the race? How many of you will vote against me? We got no Grand Jedans. We love our own. Even if you not notice, if everybody don't want to vote for you, say we'll still vote for you because we want to put our own child out there. We have seen it many times, even the NDPL. Anybody who was candidate of the NDPL, you want Grand Jede. Anybody who was candidate of NDPL, you want Grand Jede. It didn't have to be your crime. The fact that you were candidate of Nima or NDPL, George Bole won Grand Jede. Anyone who was a candidate for NDPL, you won Grand Jede. Because the Crown people, we believe in our own. We like to promote our own. So we protect our own. That's what our forefather taught us. That's what our forefather taught us. So if I wanted to be president right now, I doubt any of you will vote against me. Well, if you vote against me, some people will vote against me because not everybody will vote for me in the county. Some people who believe that I send money before them to buy bread some time ago, they will not vote for me. I understand that. Or somebody will say, oh, I'm big here, guessing myself, we're going to school here, that he I come go vote for, no way, I'm voting for him. No, there will be kind of people like that. But those who know the Grand Jede tradition, who know the culture of the Crown people, for being united, for fighting together, for loving together, for loving each other, for protecting each other and promoting each other, y'all vote for me. But tell me something. Do you think Nimbayans will abandon their son in the middle of the river? Do you believe Nimba I see like that? The way when Nimba man like Prince Johnson, when he say you let go, so they say yes, our pastor will go this way, the way we're going. You think Nimba will see their own good son? The first good son who wanted to be president in Nima County from Nima. The good son who is competent, qualified, clean, and who has his head on his shoulder. The Nima people will abandon him for George Weah? I don't see the possibility. In fact, let me tell you now. I forgot to package the pictures and the video from Nima County. The councillor is in Nima. When he arrived the first day, my friend called me from Nima, from Ganta. Oh, guess it, your candidate here. You know, Pele Pekin now. Pele Pekin he makes one of business in Ganta. Guess it, your candidate here. He said, no, be president. I don't even see quite that way. But guess what? He called me that money. Hey, my man, the man giving me metal. The man, not Iseo. My man. When I look at it, when it's good, they will join you about waiting. So I said, oh, you say the man was there, the man right the scene, they say, man, not that they put there. Now you say a racing momentum. That's how it looks. Nima County will not abandon their own. So Nimba, beyond Gongloe, Moserado, he being popular in Moserado, and we're fighting Grand Jede, we'll get some vote there too. And but he mother from Bon County. From Bon County, he will slice away some vote from Bon County. And then his sister married in Riverside. And the man who married his sister in Riverside is a popular man in Riverside. He will slice more vote in Riverside. And most of our men, David Jai, all the people there, they are all from Basso. Right now, they all inside Grand Basso. They're establishing their tentacles all in Basso. Let me tell you something. Gongloe stands the better chance to beat George Weah than any opposition. Let me give you one little instance. That's the third one I'm going to tell you. You know, Joseph Boakai is old. I will maintain my words. If the people not listen to me, they will not listen to opposition. I'm not trying to bomb up the old man. The old man is old. 83-year-old is old. It means that when Joseph Boakai goes there, he's not going to be president. He's just going to sit down, and those boys and behind him will be the one running the government. If you think that Magay was powerful, elect Joseph Boakai and see who will be more powerful than Magay. There are people behind Joseph Boakai that will be running the government. They will be determining everything. They are the one that will be doing everything. Larry Toba, Gafuan, all the boys, they will be running the government. Joseph Boakai will not be running the government. 83-year-old, they make it even war good. You know, the people behind Joseph Boakai, sometimes I wonder, is there no young man in Unity Party that you can put up there? I sometimes ask the question, is there no young man in Unity Party that Unity Party can look at and say, yeah, this man is capable of winning? Only Joseph Boakai they have? So no, I don't think Joseph Boakai is going to beat George Weah. And listen, more than that, if Joseph Boakai goes against George Weah in a runner-up, Prince Johnson will deliver Nima to George Weah. And then George Weah president. The only person that can go against George Weah and Nima cannot be delivered to George Weah is Tiawan Gongloe. If Tiawan Gongloe goes one-on-one in a runner-up with George Weah is retired. Because Prince Johnson will not be able to tell the Nima people and say, leave your son Gongloe and go vote for George Weah. He's not able to do that. But anybody who goes against George Weah and it's not Gongloe, if Ome Boakai goes against George Weah is president for second term. If Alexander Cummings go against George Weah is president for second term because Prince Johnson does not even like Alexander Cummings. He already started calling the man all kind of name, gay, this and that. He started calling the man all kind of name. He will tell the Nima people, we can't vote for going gay. And the Nima people will follow him to go and vote for George Weah, and George Weah will be president. That is a political mechanism that we have to watch very clearly. But not only that, the fourth reason why Gongloe is the only person who can beat George Weah. Listen, Ome Boakai and Alexander Cummings, they got bad blood between them. Those two people got bad blood between them. When they were in the CPP, they broke down the CPP. And what happened? Joseph Boakai, the government used Joseph Boakai to testify against Alexander Cummings that could have sent him to jail. The government used Joseph Boakai to testify against Alexander Cummings that could have sent Alexander Cummings to jail. In the process, Alexander Cummings was left off the hook. So if that case was serious and Alexander Cummings was going to be found guilty, he was going to go to jail. Who's saying to jail? Joseph Boakai. If Joseph Boakai go one-on-one with George Weah, Alexander Cummings will not tell ANC people to go vote for Joseph Boakai. He will tell them, say, go and vote for anybody who you want to. And then that whole ANC will split. Most of them will vote for George Weah because they already know what Joseph Boakai did to ANC. So they will not put their vote behind Joseph Boakai. So if Nima vote for Joseph Boakai and all the ANC people vote for Joseph Boakai, if Nima vote for George Weah and some of the ANC people vote for George Weah, then why Joseph Boakai will win on? Then George Weah become president for second term. If Alexander Cummings goes against George Weah, Joseph Boakai will not tell the United Party people to vote for Alexander Cummings. He will say, anybody you want to vote for, you must exercise your freedom and your conscience. Because why? Joseph Boakai already have beef with Alexander Cummings. The government already using, he testified against Alexander Cummings in the court. Therefore, that beef is still there. That anger is still there. That maybe shame, if I want to put even shame there, he will not be able to throw his weight behind Alexander Cummings. And if Unity Party people, if they vote for George Weah, Nima vote for George Weah, Lofa vote for George Weah, then George Weah become president. But how do you think it's going to happen with Gongloe? Gongloe is at peace with Boakai. Gongloe is at peace with Alexander Cummings. So the ANC and Unity Party, if Tiawan Gongloe goes against George Weah, they will all support Gongloe because they don't have beef with Gongloe. This man is a peaceful man. You don't know what they call tribalism. He deal with everybody. You crime man, he defend you. You kill man, he defend you. You bastard man, he defend you. You pele man, he defend you. That's the kind of man he is. So they are in peace with Gongloe. Therefore, they will be willing to tell Alexander Gongloe, say, the ANC people, Lord, y'all let be beyond Gongloe. He is our candidate, and George Weah must be defeated. The Unity Party people will be beyond Gongloe because they don't have any issue with Gongloe. They will tell all members of the Unity Party, we are supporting Gongloe, and Gongloe will retire George Weah. That's the possibility that no other opposition has. Because a Gongloe gets Nima, slice Lofa, slide Mosorado away, and start slide Basso away, Riverside away, Bon away, and the whole opposition unite behind him. Why do you think George Weah will win? George Weah will not win. Those are possibilities that you need to think about. If you go vote on that day, don't waste your vote. Send Gongloe to the second term, and George Weah will be retired. I will go to music, and I will go to the telephone in a bit.
Amakogita paromina bongo jayada. Amakogita paromina bongo jayada. Akamorwa kakawangi sosipita nyadi. Akamorwa kakawangi sosipita nyadi. Giresa kinyi nyarka singunga. Yaodi andaru aka giresa kinyi nyarka singunga. Awera wendi akama yor maselo siepna. Awera wendi akama yor maselo siepna.
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Connected. Power off. Power on. Bluetooth mode. Connected.
880-102-102. He will respond to your questions, so just keep listening to the radio. Let's pick up the next caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Name, where you call from?
Yes, this is Mr. Boy of Mr. Boy, welcome.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. And for me, really, I'm very monitor the show all the time. And that's a fact. We're in Nigeria now with the additional Nigeria for here.
Okay.
And such person that we're now, we are very happy. Now, I'm a class. But you know, after your program, your program, you're very ready to use to the people of control and that's not the whole time. I think you'll be a winner when continue to contest for Africa. Anyway, that was your other job. To see the battle that no control what you do today. They are coming just your people change. But the key is there the governance for American government. TJ, you can't wait to see when you're not with your American will tell you what to do. So the president who cannot believe it. But when I hear the president, that's no.
All right.
So if he comes against somebody will say, oh yeah, the can with TJ, that's that.
Thank you. That pick up another question. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, where you come from?
My name is Captain Daremo. I call you for the truth in there.
Mr. Daremo, welcome. Let's hear you.
I hope your children is listening.
He's listening to you. Go ahead.
I promise you all I want to be the next Jesus Christ. I promise to work on you. Only the other politician they can stay and sir, and only the work on you and your back will kill the ring. And he wait your right. You have to be nailed on the cross. You don't go and ask him for the just go on the radio and just call him a king. That's all I'm talking about America, bro.
Hello. We lost you. 0880102 778152424. We'll pick up more calls and then Mr. Jerry is listening. This question, good evening.
Good evening.
Nia, where you call from? Welcome, let's hear you.
Yeah, I would like to be part of the movement of Tiawan S Gongloe.
You said you were led to what?
To be part of the movement to push Tiawan S Gongloe to get better material back.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother.
That is my number.
All right. 08010027785152424. 778152424. For this pricing. Good evening.
Yeah, good.
Nia, where you call from?
Yeah, I'm wanting this is Oscar Weah.
Oscar Weah, welcome.
Yeah, I think you let the people get all the connection that the Congo get with American government. They have the international connection. They can also.
Whether you have international connection, right?
Yeah,
all right.
Connection with
Thank you.
government.
Just keep listening. We'll respond to your questions. We'll pick up another question. Good evening. Hello. Lord expressing 0778152424 0880102 are the numbers to put you through. Ask your question. This question. Good evening. You have to just away from the radio. You're needing where you come from. Ellis Nangbe, welcome quickly. Let's hear you. 1 minute.
Okay, thank you very much for the program. Even your studio guest tonight, I want to say thank you to him.
Okay.
Yes, but the thing I have on the heart is that.
Are you there? Okay. Harmonization taking up the line. The people ask you to recharge. 0880102 0778152424 are the numbers to put you through right here on the program. Process of Mr. Gessin Jeru to this pricing. Good evening. I'm doing good. You're near where you call from? Alosha, welcome. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you for the brother. You know, for me, I'm going to call you for the brother.
Why? Oh, you don't have voice credit. And then you want to call on the show. Keep your call coming. Let's hear you. Let's see whether we can get this pricing. Good evening.
Grace,
Grace, welcome. Let's hear you quickly.
yeah, before the
Okay, I'll read my contact, don't worry. That pick up is just away from the radio, please. Are you there?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Your name and where you come from? Bill Mona, welcome. 1 minute, let's hear you.
I'm following you there. Everything hello?
You said the message is what?
Nothing has speaking there that is right yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The only thing we see here, we here at this point, that has to be very, very careful and be able to know these things at this point.
Okay.
But in 2023, we joke with you, we just have any decision, and we just want to figure it now, we'll go ahead and talk.
All right.
So, tear down, you can go tear down. The first time you for America, what America? You know about shout to the people. You know America that when you sound for two number.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Second round now, when you get it for animal.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's pick up another person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Nia, where you come from? Mr. Zion, welcome to the show. Let's hear you 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much. I love Tiawan S Gongloe and very soon to wait for after that was second turn.
You were who second turn? You were who second turn?
I was second turn.
You are President Weah?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
The problem I have with Gongloe is one new working like you was serving as labor minister at the time, and then you want to hear like some of what
Thank you so much.
It's not true.
Oh, 080-102-102-077-858-2424 are the numbers to go through right here on Flash 102. We'll pick up a few calls and then we'll get back to Mr. Jerry to respond to all your questions right here. To this person, good evening. Nia, where you come from? Ibrahim Tade, welcome. 1 minute. Your next question.
My next question. What is General Barrow? What is Daniel Brown in Liberia? What is the contribution to people in Liberia?
A contribution. Okay.
Who petition him?
Okay. Who petition and why a contribution? That's great. Let's see what we can pick up this spreadsheet. Okay, to this spreadsheet. Go ahead. Hello. Just away from the radio. You're giving us feedback. Just away from your radio.
Sorry.
Nia, where you come from?
I'm Alfred calling from Broad Street.
1 minute. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. I just want to Mr. Gongloe, I don't know why he ever do for the Liberian and which the regime.
Let me ask you too. Let me ask you one person. We gave president of Liberia. What did he do?
What?
When you voted president, we had this 2017. What did he do? Before you can vote him?
Okay, thank you very much. President Weah is our president, is our brother, our son. Okay, so the men did many things for all the men.
Can you name it too?
The men play football for all the men bring water.
Thank you, my man. Let me hold you there and pick up this question. Good evening. Yeah, wake up. Are you there? Your name? Okay, we lost you. Let's see whether we can pick up a call or two. We've got no time. 1 or 2 callers, and then we'll get back to Mr. Jeru to respond to questions.
You can go to 10. You can go to 5:30 if you have callers.
Okay. Let's pick up this question. Good evening.
Oh, this is
Junior Tour, welcome.
Yeah, I really want to know if you don't care. You
asking whether he is a real Nigerian.
Yeah, also
so somebody can come from Nima and introduce somebody to you in Nigeria?
No, that is the question I asked.
Okay, just listen, you will respond to your question. This person, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Abraham.
Yeah, where you come from?
Yeah, my name is
Mohammed Kaban, welcome, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the important thing for you guys for those calling from Weah, Morocco. And let's want to obey and live for my constitution in the Spanish.
Okay.
Any of our brothers and sisters are calling to them. They want to all need to know who is you. Because somebody that are best calling some of our brothers and sisters
I know that one.
Yeah, looking at that kind of personality, bringing somebody that has so if you don't know the one, you go ask who is the one Gongloe. Because the one Gongloe is the apple for character in a beautiful. That are accepting many people. People don't know why you have somebody that represents them because at the national level, what was the extent of that person? So let them understand this. There's no one who can go riding to this.
Disconnected. Connected.
Anytime they appear on the radio once, so you can be explaining about what you're doing for the people of the country, that this person, I'm helping this person, I'm helping this person. I want you want for the community to be explained throughout, because this question, since we started this program, people have been asking why your contribution, what this person contributes. Let's say this person really. Me and where you come from, good. Let's hear you. 1 minute. Thank you. People are getting here, they will hear. Those are getting no smell. This person. Me and where you come from?
My name is Fred.
Fred who?
Fred Bine.
Fred Bine. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I have a question for the brother instituted.
Ask your question.
Yeah. The Tiawan government is said republic now. The men serve account, the men serve a lawyer, he serve a counsel in Liberia. The justice system. What he's been doing in the justice system, what he put on the table.
Okay.
But just to be in Liberia. So the justice system down, not just for who.
Okay.
He will be president. Get petition and come and be president.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's your view. Pick up this machine. Okay, let's see. Okay, good evening.
Bishop Weah.
Bishop Weah, welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. Friend, I just want to make a case that you protect. That's what I came for. Protecting your guy.
Is that you should continue yourself for, right?
You protect effort. Protect your guy. You can abroad. You protect them. You came for with message. Every day and night, you protect message. You protect me.
Thank you. You are a protector. This person, good evening. We lost this person. Let's pick up this person. Good evening.
Good evening. Joseph Leah speaking from Toronto.
Joseph, welcome. Which part of Swahili are you speaking from?
Disco Hill.
Welcome. 1 minute.
Thank you. I heard somebody say that if this man should be successful as a president, he will not develop a local engineer. You know, one thing I want to say here is that NPP is the stronghold of yeah. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Oh, okay. I'm saying Kumasi is the stronghold of NPP in Ghana. But when this guy took over, John Mahama, he developed, Kumasi more than even his own region, which is nothing region.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's how politics go. People who don't like you, this is who you get to, to make you to like them. You understand me? And so that's how politics go. So I'm surprised for people to say because he's from Zimba and then he would turn his back, to get I mean, it's premature.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. People don't understand the issue. Yeah. So, but you can't put in contempt. That is their own view. And everybody, don't expect everybody to go your way. Yeah, the way you go in, not everyone will follow you. Others will follow you, but not everyone. This person, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Nia, where you call from? Welcome, let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. The student guest. What is the contribution to what the session? Because we heading to what session?
Listen now, you say contribution towards what?
The census process in Liberia.
The census?
Yeah.
But you know how many international partners are sponsoring that census? Even the government of Liberia get a Ghana in that money.
Yeah, excuse me, as a Nigerian in the diaspora, I think you use the section all the time talking to us. What is the contribution? All of Nigerians are in.
The Liberian government themselves not even get dime in that money so that individual will contribute to it. Thank you, my brother. I thank you, man. Liberians don't get money to conduct their own census. We have people, international partners, organization, NGO coming to help. They're talking about what the contribution towards the census. If you're a lawmaker, your senator, they not contribute down towards that. This person, good evening. Nia, where you come from?
This is Namu and the Sandra. I was talking then my phone go.
Quickly, let's hear you, no time.
Yeah, no, make sure it's just an entertainment to us now, so then you consider to be talking with all of this. And then we so present to TDC, so what's right to be eating the deal, all of your money come on. Thank you very much.
I beg you, man. I beg you.
Okay.
You want to go on the other side because everybody going to TDC, so you say you want to plus on the other side. We pick up a call or two now.
Yes.
Then we'll get back to Mr.
2 calls will be good.
So this person, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Marcus.
Come on.
Well,
yeah, welcome. Let's hear you. Let's apply you.
All right. Politics doesn't go by travel lady thing. You go through politics and do politics. Why somebody can't work really say they need my dear man when he become president? So you want to tell me the candidate that went to university right to Banka?
Yeah.
To the man university.
Yeah, let's send him back to the home and attend university. Yeah.
Put the money in the other year, 3 horses here.
No.
Man, you can't to yourself, man. Don't crack, do something better.
Thank you, my brother. If you allow us the issue, let me cover our last caller. and then we'll get back. 080-102-102-778-15-24-24. The number is to put you through right here on the program.
I think it's good.
It's very interesting. 080-102-102-0778-15-24-24. The numbers to put you through. This is our last caller. Good evening.
Evening.
Nia, where you call from?
Everyone, the one you want for that.
Oh, yeah?
See where you now go. See what you want, around money. See what you get, around money.
Now, I will come to running.
And I have policy broken. So, when you say, I'm not really fighting, you're not forced to very fighting.
Oh, yeah?
And why you want to say that I'm the thing that I want to see? So, no one is doing all this. We need to be here so you can see myself.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello?
Nia, where you call from? Quickly, let's hear you, no time.
Oh, yeah. I just want to ask Mr. Gongloe was telling me,
hello? The president for the Bar Association?
Hello? Oh, yeah.
Oh, my man. You don't even know what you want to say. That was you there. That was you there. Get back to Mr. Jerry.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, I will. Thank you very much, Eddie. I think we.
Let me connect you on the.
Yes. Yeah.
The video.
Okay, so interesting questions indeed, and honestly, I will not respond to certain questions like what my contribution to grandchildren and grandchildren. I'm not going to I'm not. When I'm on, you let me know so I can know that we live in grandchildren because the questions came from grandchildren. Therefore, those who wanted to call in the States, and I put a number there, but since you don't call, I'm going to turn that off. So once we go live, we're going to begin to respond to these questions. I think I have like 9 questions, and that is a good thing for me to have 9 questions. If people are asking questions, it means they are engaged, and I like that. I will respond to them. I will respect them, and at least they all respect me, so I owe them some level of respect as well. Maybe if we are on, let us know. Let me see if I can send it back to AB. Okay, thank you very much, AB. So we are live back in Zwedru, and there are 9 questions. I didn't get the first 2 questions the first person asked, but I think what I got from that first question was, what was that? I can't remember that question at that time. I was still setting my setup, but there were first two questions. But based on that question, I think other questions came and we'll answer that question. So first question I'm going to answer is, what have I done in grandchildren and what have I done to grandchildren? I'm sorry for those of you who want me to brag or say what I've done. I'm not going to do that. I'm not just sitting in America here. I am trying my best to at least help somebody, any grandchildren for that matter, and not just in grandchildren, not just in Liberia. In America here, all the crown people in America, most of them, if not all of them, because not all of them, most of them, I help them with the immigration stuff. So I'm still helping. Some of you, you're coming to America to join your family, you're bringing your children, you're bringing your husband. All of these things is I'm the one that doing those paperwork to change their status. Those who came as refugees, who cannot get job because they don't have green card, or because they are refugees, they want to change the status to send for their wife. They can't do it because they are still in the refugee status. I change their status and make them to be either green card holders or to be citizens. Those who want to send for their husband, I make them send for their husband. Those who want to send for their children, their wives, I bring them to America for them. I do all their documents. So some of you who are speaking now, asking me what have I done. One day your luck will be there. Maybe you win a green DV. You want to come to America. Your family member who will serve as your who will give you affidavit they will come to me here for me to fix it. So if you think I'm not helping people, just in America alone, I can't talk about Liberia because I don't want you to look that I'm trying to brag. They put out, the Bible says, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So you're not going to push me to start telling you who all I've assisted and all of that from the university or community college or all the places. I'm not going to push myself to do that. So if you think I've not done anything for Liberia, for Granadians, you can go without knowledge, you can go without information and live with it forever. But somebody asked me, am I a real Granadian? You see the way our politics have progressed? Somebody is asking me now, they are doubting now, since I'm talking about Gongloe and he's a Mano man, he's from Nima County, therefore they don't believe that I'm a crown man now. You see the kind of politics our people can play. But look, the person that asked the question, I will give you your answer, yeah? My name is Gibson Wulai Jeblu. I'm from Blown Town. My mother name is Mombo. Her marriage, when people marry you those days, they give you special name. Oni Tena. She's from Blown Town. My father's name is David Sogolia Jeblu. He's from Blown Town. My parent, my grandparent, my mom, my pa, they're all from Blown Town. They are all Granadian. So if you think I'm not real Granadian, you are joking because I'm very real Granadian. The only difference between you and myself is I don't see tribalism. I don't like tribalism. Even when I have a newspaper in Monrovia, I have all the tribes working there. I have Guild boys working there. I have one Guild journalist. I have one Mano boy who are working there. I have 3 Mandingo boys. I have one crown man working in my office in Monrovia, who was my office assistant. I have a crew girl working there. I have a VAR girl working there as my business manager. I have different tribes, okay? I have Gribble boys working as reporters. So I'm not the kind of person who can see tribe. That's what made me different from you. So when you see me talking about Gongloe, I'm talking about him on the basis of what he can do. Not because he's a Mano man from Nima County, because I worked with that man before. We did some projects together, and I know the kind of person he is. So I know I'm talking about a very good person, someone who is able to say no to bad things, who can look at corruption and say, we can't do that, German. It's not good for us. I mean, I've seen it doing it. I've seen the man return money to government when they're saying outside to go on a trip. The money leave, the money that remain with him, he bring it back and carry it to the central bank and say, look, I supposed to spend 14 days, I spent 7 days, get the money here for the other 7 days. I have seen the man doing that. So I'm bringing somebody good to us as Granadian. So I'm not looking at the tribe, I'm looking at the kind of how the man got. If the man was a tribalist, he would not even agree for him to represent our boys. Okay? So he is the same man that brought Arthur Johnson into the picture. He suggested that we should ask Arthur Johnson to join him because it was a big case. So he wanted somebody to hang here with. So he brought Arthur Johnson into the process. So definitely this man is not a tribalist, and because I'm not also a tribalist, therefore I'm talking about Gongloe. He's from Nima. I'm not from Nima. I'm from Grand Jeddah, but we click. That's man. I mean, when he talked to me with respect. I talked to him with respect. He respect the Crown people. In fact, Port Town in Grand Jeddah. Port Town is his town. People get him name all in Port Town. Let me go to one of the questions. Somebody said, let me be nailed on the cross. Somebody said, let me be nailed on the cross if Gongloe wins. No, we're not going to nail you even if Gongloe wins. The kind of mindset you have, you think this whole life is constant, that everything is set in stone, the way you see it, or how it's going to happen. No, that's not how life looks like. If anything you are doing in life, you must leave a room of escape. For those of us who have gone in far in education, we are told in our education sojourn that you should always have a way of escape. You should have a fallback position. So you can't be absolute because there's nothing that is absolute in this world except that which goes up and comes down. All other things are relative. So George Weah may be booted out. George Weah may not be booted out. It's not within your purview. So these are, life and death come in the mouth of the tongue. Life and death. So the way you pronounce death on yourself, those things, the Satan take control of that. And so tomorrow, if something happened to you, or somebody kill you, or you die some kind of mysterious death, then people begin to want to say, oh, the people wish the man. No, they didn't wish you. Your own mouth that you pronounce death on yourself. So that's what's going to happen to you. But I pray, God, that nothing will happen to you, even though you spoke evil of yourself, but nothing will happen to you in the future. And somebody say international connection. Are you kidding me? Councillor Gongloe is the only opposition candidate now who came to the United States and met with State Department officials. Senior officials of the State Department. No other candidate have done that. George Weah never met State Department officials. Alexander Komiskin never met with State Department officials. Boyka Kim never met with State. The man came here, one of his major meetings, met with State Department. That man had done contracts for the U.S. government. He had done contract for USAID. They know him better. The man had worked for the United Nations. They sent him from here to other countries to go and do work for him there. This man knows the United Nations. He knows the European Union. In Europe, he was working for European Union. This man is more internationally connected than some of you can even imagine. This man is an international, he's a lawyer. This man has worked for UN. He has worked for European Union. He has worked on projects, and he successfully executed the project. So if you are looking for international connection, if George Weah have international connection, why is it we can't see the international connection here? Because George Weah does not have the international connection. Being a footballer does not mean you have the international connection, my brother. George Weah doesn't have it. Look at what is happening. They are playing wait and see game. They cannot help this world to help our country. They're not helping our country that because they're playing wait and see game. Look at how much they helped Ellen because they were not playing wait and see game. But George Weah is not an internationally connected person. The fact that he played football does not mean you are internationally connected. And George Weah will continue to reveal that because he continued to muddy the water for himself. The international community don't let people who can steal. Okay, so let me go to the second question, the third question. When you were labor minister, did he do anything? They changed it. He said that they did bad thing by changing the constitution. Where the person living in Liberia? How long the person? When the person born? Were they born last year? Because are you telling me? Are you kidding? You look at Councillor Gongloe and say he changed constitution when you were labor minister. First of all, labor ministry got nothing to do with changing constitution. Number two, he only spent 8 years and 8 months in Ellen Johnson government before Ellen government went anywhere. Number three, the constitution was not changed, has not been changed. Since Samuel Doe wrote the constitution, it has not been changed. So which constitution that was changed you talking about? Which constitution, bro? So before you come on the kind of platform to raise issue, do your homework. Go on your smartphone and say, has Liberian constitution been changed in the last 20 years? And I said Samuel Doe made a constitution in 1988. It has not been changed. It's still the same. So why did Gongloe change the constitution? Why did he change it? So you can see that people don't have information and they just want to say bad things about somebody just because they don't support you. Gongloe has never changed any constitution. He had never been part of any constitution to change it. The Constitution of Liberia sent Doe administration 1986. It was produced. It had never been changed. So I don't know where you come from with Gongloe changing constitution. Those are the lies that go around. People lie about Gongloe. They don't even know him. They just lie. You see, all lie. Gongloe changed constitution. The constitution has not been changed yet. So how can you say that he changed it when it has never been changed since 1986? One, if you were talking about the status of forces agreement, because probably you were a little bored at time when the status of forces agreement during the war years, 1990, when Cllr then took over in 1995, 96, when Cllr then took over in 1996, Cllr then made sure that they changed the status of forces agreement. And who did it? Benedict Sano, he was a lawyer. Charles Bronsky, he was a lawyer. They were the one that changed the status of forces agreement. I don't even know whether you know what it's called status of forces agreement, but I will still explain it for those who want to know. Status of forces agreement is a document that the ECOMO signed with the Liberian government to show ECOMO what they can do in Liberia and what they can't do in Liberia. It's called status of forces agreement. It was signed during the Cllr then transitional government. Benedict Sano and Charles Bronsky were the one who headed that project. At that time, Gongloe was against Cllr. He was against Cllr killing. He was against Cllr brute action. In fact, he was jailed by Cllr at one point in time, and he was tortured in jail. So he could not have worked for Cllr. So if you don't know what you're talking about, just ask somebody that will let you know. The Constitution has never been changed, okay? So I don't know what bad Constitution you're talking about, but the laws of Liberia, the Constitution has never been changed, okay? Let's go to question. Say, why the people he freed from jail, were they not guilty? Yeah. So if government arrests you because you say something, like in the case of Akara's grave, he accused the Ellen Johnson government of planning to assassinate George Weah. The Ellen Johnson government, instead of clarifying, they arrested him, charged him with sedition and sent him to jail. Councillor Gongloe represented him and defeated the government in the court, and they released him. So was he guilty? Why you come and ask questions without even thinking about it a little bit? Think about the question a little bit before you ask. What about Jefferson Koji? Jefferson Koji accused the defense minister, Brandon Samaka, of plotting to assassinate Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Because of that, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, the security people arrested him and put him in jail. Councillor Gongloe represented him and freed him from jail. Was he not guilty or was he guilty? It has not reached to the point of guilt. If the Gongloe can win the government and say, no, you got no right to put the man in jail, and the man freedom of speech. If you know you didn't do it, go ahead and explain to him. I said, court to free the man. The court said, yeah, Gongloe, you're right. The government, you are wrong. You're free the man. Then you say the men were guilty or they were not guilty. How about the Grangidians? Well, you said the Grangidians were guilty or were not guilty. He represented the Grangidians. The people manipulated the process. They were guilty in the lower court. He represented the Grangidians in the Supreme Court. Some of them were free. They only left 5. But out of 33 people that were arrested, 5 went to prison. So you will say, why? What he did was wrong, or because he represented the Grangidian, and one girl always asking, oh, well, he not paid and he a lawyer. No, he was not paid. He did it free of charge. Okay? So why would you want to ask that kind of question? Then somebody say, why Liberian, why Grant Gongloe, what gives the achievement? I'm answering that question. And the other one says, what the contribution of Gongloe in Liberia? Amen. There you go. So when the people say contribution, what do they look at? Are they looking at building houses? What are they looking at? Councillor Gongloe has been teaching since he was 22 years old. He taught at the University of Liberia. He taught people how to be good human beings in life. He taught your vice president. He taught your former chief justice. He taught most of the people in government now. That's contribution to the country. As a teacher, contributing to the human resource development of the country. That's contribution. This man is a human rights lawyer. He represents people and free them when the government put their hands on them. That's contribution. What kind of contribution you want? Oh, the man did not come to Grand Gillette to build a house in Grand Gillette. He didn't build skyscraper in Grand Gillette, so you are not contributed to the country. Is that what you're talking about, contribution? Is that it? This man was Minister of Labor. Because the Lebanese were bringing people, Chinese, not Lebanese, Indians and Lebanese were bringing people from India and Lebanon, their own brothers and sisters, and bringing them, making them cook and making and giving a job that Liberia can do. The man said, no, if you are going to bring people from over there, you're going to pay dearly. The man raised the residency cost price from $420 to $1,000. Now the Lebanese people start bringing their people from Lebanon. They are employing Liberian now. They're not contribution. Is it a contribution? So what kind of contribution they keep asking for? What do you want him to do? What you expected him to do? What contribution did you expect him to do? The man was not government minister. He resigned in 8 months. The man practicing, he represented people free of charge. They're not paying him. He's not even rich man. The man even got money. We are the one that funding the man campaign. So what else you want to? Everybody, the Grangidians or everybody made the man poor. Because if we're going to pay, the man will going to charge us. When you represent the Grangidian, they're not 5,000 you're going to charge us. You're going to charge us up to 15,000 to 20,000 for him to represent that kind of high-profile political case. But the man in charge of nothing. He represented us. The money was all get to me. He said rich. He didn't get it. We didn't get anything. So we made a man. We the man made a man poor. Akara's great made a man poor. Jefferson Koji made a man poor. All the poor, running here, men poor. Molba Molu men poor. They were if you're going to charge them, they're going to pay money that time. Gongloe will be one of the richest lawyers in Liberia, but you do it free of charge. So what kind of contribution to the country are you looking for? Some of you, when you come next time, when you're asking for what he had done, I want Abraham to please ask them, what kind of contribution are you talking about? Then I can address it. But the men who have been teaching from the University of Liberia, saying you were 22-year-old, saying you were 22-year-old, you've been teaching students at the University of Liberia. Are you trying to say in that contribution to the country? Then somebody say, George Weah plays soccer. All the soccer George Weah play, what did he do for you? What did he do? He did it for his own benefit. They may bring Jesse, they may sell it to the Liberian government, they pay him for it. They may bring football from I just forgot Indora, something like Indora or something like company that was giving the Jesse and the football. They may bring it, they pay him. They bring the football, they pay him. They bring boots, they pay him. They bring hoods, they pay him. They are benefiting from it too. Yes, he was playing football and we can't take it away from him. He was one of the best, if not the best in the world. But how does it impact Grand Jede? How does it impact Nima? How does it impact Grand Bassa County? How does it impact Monserrado? What did he do specifically that George Weah did for Grand Jede or for any country for that matter that you poor voted for him? Nothing. They say the men are playing our soccer star. Is that a contribution you're talking about? Or the men who taught people that are leaders in the people who are leaders of our country today. The man who taught students at University of Liberia, who taught the police, the man is the teacher of the police on human rights. They may do all of these things. He's teaching the police how to behave. All of these things he's doing, they're not contribution. But George, we all play for that contribution. That's not the way you do. That's not the way you think. Okay, what has Councillor Gongloe done? I don't want to respond to that. I've already discussed it. Serve as well. What he done with the justice system. Somebody asked, what has he done with the justice system? If you follow Councillor Gongloe when he was Solicitor General, there were cases the government wanted him to prosecute. Ellen Johnson Sally wanted him to prosecute certain cases. And he told the president, this person is not wrong. We cannot prosecute this person. That was because that's the reason why they removed him from there and sent him to the Labor Ministry. When he was Solicitor General, there were cases that were supposed to prosecute. And because he refused, Ellen Johnson Sally were uncomfortable with him. Because he's a government prosecutor, the chief prosecutor of the government. So if he not pick up any case, the government cannot pick the case up. So there were certain cases that will come. They said, no, Madam President, these cases, we're not going to win that kind of case. And this person is right for saying that they're right to speak out. So I cannot prosecute them because of that. So the Ellen Johnson Sally moving from Solicitor General position and saying to the Ministry of Labor to taking away from the law process. And he went to the ministry. He saw the way the government was running. He said, no, after 8 months, he said, no, Madam President, thank you, but no thanks. I'm gone. And he resigned. He didn't only resign quietly. He resigned and called a press conference and made a press conference and issued a statement on why he resigning. How many of the government officials will do it? Who will see Greece? Who will see Greece like that and leave it? How many government officials will see Greece as a labor minister? Labor ministry is one of the lucrative ministries in Liberia because all the concession agreement, all the companies, they are all tied to the labor ministry on labor issue. And so they always bring in that they're concurrent, they bring in it. So the labor minister, that's why you see when Kofi Wood left from labor ministry, he became rich. I don't know whether he stole or they give it to him free. I'm not going to accuse him here. Anybody like serving the labor ministry, you rich. The man resigned from that ministry 8 months later and said because the government are not doing the right thing. So what kind of man are you looking for? What kind of person are you looking for again? What kind of contribution are you looking for? All of you voted for George Weah. You do nothing for Grand Jede. Stay, you not do nothing for Grand Jede. The man even wanted to come to Grand Jede. If I'm not the county to Benin, you're not going to pass in Grand Jede. After election, the man went to other county and tell them thank you. The man didn't even come to Grand Jede. The man don't care about you. You fighting me. And somebody say, the man is our son. The man who say, George Weah plays soccer, he said that our son. Hey God. How is George Weah your son? You should not be talking that thing because all of people in Liberia, when they hear the thing, they'll say, oh, these crown people, we don't understand them. Don't do that. George Weah is not your son. How is he your son? How is George Weah our son? How? all the things that Samuel Doe did for him, the man turned his back to Samuel Doe, widow and children, and doing evil to them instead of doing good to them. How is he your son? How is he your son or grandchildren? Because also, oh, the man was Doe's son, so he's our son. Doe did all the good things for him. The man became president and doing evil to Nancy Doe and her children. How is he our son? Why are you saying this? Grandchildren, why are you saying this? Why are you calling the man your son? This man is wicked. That man doesn't give a fig about grandchildren. I told you today I didn't come to talk about George Weah because I have lots to say about George Weah's attitude, but today I came to talk about Gongloe. But for you to say the man our son, it's a disgrace, and I don't want to be part of that disgrace. Because the man, if you're our son, his action will prove that. No, he ain't got to, okay, let's assume that he even do nothing in grandchildren. But the way he treat Doe's wife, Nancy Doe, the way he treat Doe's son, will say, yeah, hey man, you can see how the man dealing with Doe, Nancy Doe, and Samuel Doe Jr. The man doing well. The man will come, they will do more things. You're lean. See how the man do. The man not forget Doe. Hey man, hey that man our son for true. Look at the way he dealing with the people. Look at how he treating them good like this. Well, you can say that. The man turn around and treat them with evil. Samuel Doe treated the man with good, and he gave evil to Samuel Doe's wife and his widow and his son. And you call him your son? Samuel Doe's grave would be, if Samuel Doe was buried, oh yeah, you were buried, you were reburied in grandchildren in Zwedru. Those of you in Zwedru, and calling George Weah Samuel to follow you, because you are making the man to turn in his grave, to say, how this man is my son? My wife suffering. My son suffering. The man treated them with evil. Then you're calling the man my son? It's not my son. Samuel Doe could have said that in your faces. This man is not Doe's son. This man is not grandchildren's son. You stop saying that. You stop saying that. You stop saying that. You can love George Weah, but don't call him Joe. Don't call him grandchildren's son, because they mean you are putting me there too. Go and say grandchildren's son, they mean me too. But I don't believe he's a grandchildren's son. The man is treating grandchildren with evil. This man is worse than Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who did not like grandchildren. That woman built schools in every corner in grandchildren. In my village, for the first time in our life, the president of Liberia will tell people to go in my village to build school. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who hated us, he did those things. What had George Weah done? And some of you know, some of you in your town, they put build clinic in your town. Some people, they build school in your town, in your village. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time. But what had George Weah done? What has he built? Has he even built one clinic? Has George Weah built one clinic in Grand? One school building? Has he done that in Grand? And you call him Grand son? Just stop that, because I don't want it to be on me. I don't want it to be on me, because it's a stigma. You put it on me. I don't want people, my Google friend, them will see me and say, guessing that you call George Weah your son. I don't want that to be. I don't want that bad law to be on me. Yo, please stop. And I don't want to cry today because you say that. I really don't want to cry, because it's bringing tears in your eye right now. I don't want you to be. The man treating our country like he don't care. And you people are there kind of a grandchildren's son. How? How is he grandchildren's son? The man don't give a fig about us. The man is treating Samuel Doe, who used to love him. Samuel Doe, who used to give him money. The man is treating Samuel Doe widow. The man white, Nancy Doe, and Samuel Doe's son, he treating them like enemy. Then you're calling Samuel Doe's son. Samuel Doe's grave will bust open one day in some of your faces, because he will be turning in a grave. Turning in a grave. Oh, my people, why are people doing this to me? He'll be turning and turning and turning. I will not be surprised if some of you start dreaming about Samuel Doe and warning you in your sleep. So stop calling George Weah my son. That man is wicked. George Weah is wicked. He's vindictive. Just because Nancy Jr. Doe, they're not supporting during the election. So he now there with grandchildren. He there with Samuel Doe children. Anything I have to do with Samuel Doe, he won't be part of it. He's so vindictive, he let to pay that. That man you're talking about, grandchildren's son, it's not true. True. I read some comments here. Look, let me read some of the comments. Let me read some of the comments that people are writing. Okay. This one is coming from Aaron Safa. We are watching from Zwedru City, Grand Jada County. And Hawa Soko says, wow, this is so beautiful. And talking about Dixon Morris says, hi, Gibson Giroux. Hi, Mr. Giroux. I'm following live from Boston. Your honor, sir. Okay, people who know Grand, they honor me too. But my own Grand, one other guy say, are you real Grand? Great Gibson, are you real Grand? Something wrong with you, eh? You go come about how real. Something wrong here. That bad not gonna catch you, so you can ask that kind of question. Let me go to Winwall Lucky says it is bad to be fighting a losing battle. Okay, so the guy said I'm fighting a losing battle. And Walker Sam J. Flourish say you have no message. Okay?
Power off.
You have no message. Samuel Abu say, Gibson, Giroux, you are very right. I'm with you on this. Some people don't agree with me. Some people agree with me. That's a good thing here. I love that conversation. And Wimo Lucky says, why stereotyping people? Do you have any power proof of what you are saying about stealing in government? I just say I have proof when the U.S. government already finished sanctioning people for stealing. Then you go ask me what I get proof. Can you imagine somebody who doing that kind of thing? I got more proof because the U.S. government just sanctioned 3 government officials for stealing. That's my proof. Okay, let's move on to this one. Samuel Garson Williams said, consider need to reduce the lawmaker's salary and cut off all their incentives if they refuse for it already in progress, because one of the 10 points, one of the things he's going to propose is a reduction in the president's salary and reduction in the lawmaker's salary. And it's going to be public. So the people of Liberia will know what the president makes per month and what the lawmakers make per month. That way, when the lawmakers are making more, our people can hold them responsible for what they do. Let me go down to this one. I can just put on the screen. In fact, we can just read it from the screen. Lisa, he's the best man for now. And this one is coming from Dixon Mercy. You are funny, Mr. Jeru. You are making me laugh. I love your analysis. Thank you very much. Lami Kroma say, let them go. We will vote for JNB. Let me go to Gibson. Then we go to Jerry Bola, Chaiti, Socrates. So, hey, my brother, I see you alone. Hey, your eyes say, man, well, I grew Granjine, or I'm not grew Granjine. And my brother here. Hey, Jerry Bola. Hey, my brother, I see you alone. This one says, Gibson Jeru, I agree partially with your post. Unfortunately, most Liberians lack sound decision, which I think may hamper Tiawan Gongloe. Oh, yeah, my brother, we'll try. And Dixie Morris said, Mr. Jeru, can you put up on the number on the screen? I did, but you didn't call, my brother. So next time you would call. And let me go to Honorable George Zion Wisner says, a better Liberia is possible through Councillor Tiawan S Gongloe 2023. And this was coming from Dixie Morrissey. Councillor Tiawan Gongloe is the best candidate to lead Liberia come 2023. If Liberian miss the chance to elect this great man comes 2023, it's going to be a disaster. And I'll go down to this one. This one coming from Rivers. Rivers says, Pro say, are you taking call? Yes, but I put a number and nobody. Yeah, Deodora, thank you very much. The man, you should get Jesse and you guys you get hooses and boots from Deodora, and then when you bring it, then you sell it to the Liberian government, then they pay him for it. Even though he get it free from Deodora, he get it free from Deodora as a promotion for Liberia. But because we're not there, only later on the secret came out that he was getting the justice free, but he should be selling it to the government of Liberia. They will pay him for the justice. Let me go to George Wisner again. George Wisner said, sound elaboration, Mr. Giroux. And This one is Ego. Say Gibson, Liberia will become a great country if both Boakai and Gongloe work together. If Honorable Boakai goes as president and Councillor Gongloe as vice president, Liberia will become better and blessed country. These two men are good people and good for our country. Well, the issue of them joining together is the party decision. I cannot make a decision. Gongloe cannot make a decision, but the LPP can make that decision. And if you ask me, I don't support that kind of join, but if a party says so. David Momo say, I am watching from Grand Cape Mount County, Bull Waterside. And this one is coming from David said, please go and sleep. Where am I going to go sleep at? He said, but cry, who stop you? Who stop you not to cry? Oh, that's what Rosa said, not true. Let me go to, he said, take calls. I'm sorry, it's already late. Cecilia Zulu said, then stop talking about it since you don't want to be part of it. I follow it from Australia. River says, Pro say, I'm calling. Don't call, River says. I'm not taking call right now. And this one is coming from Cecilia Zulu. Says CDC is the best 2023. Unfortunately, it's going to be the last comment. I wish I would have ended the comments on Gongloe's note, but CDC person is the last. I would like it. All right, guys. Thank you very much. It's 3 minutes after, I think 11, 3 minutes after 12. 3 minutes after 12 in Grand Jeddah County, and it's 3 minutes after 6 on my side. That's how we're going to end our broadcast today. Join us next week on Friday and Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Time in America and 10 p.m. Liberian time. And we will discuss the political issues next week. I'm bringing 2 guests on. My man Cllr Jidokla is going to be here, and I'm going to bring the president of Bobo Association in America, Nelson Wright. Okay? And these guys are going to come here to talk a little bit of politics and a little bit of Grand Jeddah. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for tonight. Let me go to my music, and then if you don't hear my voice, I'm gone. Thank you.
Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name.
You tell me, say make I know that everything's gonna be okay. You are the father to the fatherless, the miracle working God. You make the blind man to see. You made the crippled man to walk. You are the lily of Galilee. You make impossible possible.
I got my truck in mama. Kunezinu na mugane toyo. Matana chiani dima. Hello, be the name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. I woke up strong on a Monday. I go to gym on a Tuesday, then to the studio on Wednesday. I walk it out till Thursday.